Welcome to this short series. This is going to be a 4-minute video warning you about something you should know before moving to Florida. My name is Maciek Zaremba. I'm with Fathom Realty. I'm in Sarasota, Florida, but right now I'm in Heron's Nest Nature Preserve in Lakewood Ranch. Enjoy this drone footage as I come and warn you about the people of Florida. So this is a 5-part series and each part is going to be 4 minutes long on the video. So let's get right into this. If that's okay with you, please boop that like button. I really appreciate that. First of all, as you probably know, there's a lot of tourism here. Lots of tourists come in vacation. They love it here, and then some of them end up purchasing. The next thing about the people is that this is the South. We are like literally the furthest south state in the nation. So in the South, there's a little bit of sentiment that may be leaning towards being a little bit more Republican. Even though the statistics show that it is about 50-50, it doesn't matter. The feel is really what I'm talking about, and it seems like perhaps the Republicans are a little more voiced than the Democrats. Now the next thing is Florida, for some reason, has seemed to attract a lot of crazy news stories, and you know it is true. If you go on different websites looking at the craziness of what happens, you'll see Florida mentioned there, 5 times out of 10. And one thing you won't see in Florida is what you see in the comments section of my videos, is people who absolutely hate it and complain. You don't see that. That is not very common. For the most part, people really do enjoy living here and they love it. It is such a beautiful place. Right now, we are just taking a quick walk, and there's lots of people walking their dogs and enjoying the nature, which there is quite a bit of nature here. That's a different video. Now, Florida's population is quite a few people who migrated here from a different place. Not necessarily immigrants, although if you go to Southeast Florida, just locally, for some reason, there's a very large Eastern European population in Northport and Port Charlotte area. But generally speaking, there's quite a few people here who have lived here for 1 or 2 generations, and they're not going anywhere. And now, as a real estate agent, I can tell you a sentiment that I see from people who come and visit the area and then consider purchasing. Most of them consider purchasing because they love it. Obviously, we have our beaches, we have great destinations for tourists, and during the winter, we have the beautiful weather. And even though I may not be going into the water as a local into the Gulf of Mexico because it's too cold during the winter, the tourists do. There's so much to do. There's always events going on. In rural communities, there may be less, but I don't live in a very large city. Sarasota, has about 350,000 people who live here. So the sentiment I hear from the Airbnb guests that we have, which are just tourists having a short-term vacation, is that they enjoyed it. And rarely are there situations where they didn't. So the people of Florida, in my opinion, are very nice people. They come from all walks of earth. Certain pockets of Florida might have more Spanish-speaking people, and certain parts might have more northerners that come and visit the area and then ended up settling down, getting a winter home or even a primary residence here. So this next video is a warning sign about the hurricanes, the floods, all the tornadoes and natural disasters that we have here. After that, we're going to be going into the condo fees. That will be video number 3. Then the insurance problems that we're having, and they're probably going to last for a few more years. And then lastly, are all the scams out there. There's a lot of scams. I couldn't really believe it, but it's not just scams, it's also the expectations that we have that are not met. So now let's get into the hurricanes and natural disasters.